Good morning, dear students. In today's session of biology, we will again deal with chapter number 1, that is crop production and management. But the topic of today is irrigation. As we have already studied different agricultural practices, that includes preparation of the soil. After the preparation of the soil comes the sowing of the seed. In sowing of the seeds, how we selected the seeds and how the seeds are sown. The seeds are sown by two methods, like the broadcasting method and the using the seed drill method. After that, we have studied what after sowing the seeds, what we used to do. What we used to do after sowing the seeds? The manuring and fertilizing. Fertilizing comes into play. After manuring and fertilizing the soil comes the most important part of agricultural practice, and that is irrigation. Means, as you all know, what do you need to remain alive? You need water, you need food, you need air. Similarly, plant also need water, plant also need oxygen, plant also need carbon dioxide and nutrients to remain healthy and to grow into a good plant. So, irrigation is that part where the plants are watered in order to grow nicely. So, the timely giving of water into the crop fields is called as irrigation at a proper intervals. When the farmer gives the water to the field at a proper interval, that is called as irrigation. Now, irrigation, there are certain conditions for irrigation. Like, it depends upon the type of the soil. If the soil is very sticky, very clayey, then there will be less water required because it will have a very high water holding capacity. If the soil is somewhat loamy and less clayey, then the water will be required but not in very high quantity. But if the soil is very porous, very sandy type of soil, then it will require more and more water at regular intervals, as it will absorb all the water and the water will not hold in the sandy soil. So again, the irrigation will be required in that type of soil. Secondly, the condition for irrigation also depends upon the type of crop that you are sowing in the field. For example, if you sow rice, as you all know that rice or paddy needs standing water in the field. All the time the standing water is required in that field. Whereas when you grow wheat crop in the field, it requires timely application of irrigation in proper intervals. For example, wheat is a 3 to 4 months crop. So in that months, 4 to 5 times of irrigation is required in a timely manner at proper intervals. Now comes the type of crop that you are sowing as and the condition and the season in which we are sowing the crop. For example, if you are growing any crop in the summer season, then obviously the water requirement or the irrigation requirement will be very more. As you all know that in summers, the rate of evaporation is very high because of high temperature and hot weather. The soil, the water will evaporate from the soil and the water will also evaporate by the transpiration from the leaves. So they require more water. So there will be more need for irrigation in that month. And in winter also, the plant needs to be irrigated because the leaves transpire the water through them and then it requires water. So after this, we will study about the sources of irrigation. There are various sources of irrigation like rain. Rain is the best source of irrigation, like river, dams, canals, wells, tube wells. So depending upon the availability of the sources of irrigation, the farmer selects various methods of irrigation also. Now come to the methods of irrigation. Methods of irrigation includes traditional method and modern method of irrigation. As the word is suggesting, traditional. Traditional means ancient methods of irrigation where there were no modern gadgets present at that time. Then the farmers were using these methods for watering the crops at proper intervals. Always remember, children, to use the word proper intervals while defining irrigation, because irrigation is the watering of crops at proper intervals when the crop needs water. In a planned way, the crops are watered, and that is called as irrigation. Now, in the traditional method, it includes, there are 4 traditional methods that include, the first one is mode system or pulley system, chain system, rahat or Persian wheel, and Dhekli system. These are all very interesting system of irrigation. Where, for example, mode and pulley system, it is quite a simple system of irrigation where a pulley is used to pull the water up from the well or from the source of water, and a bucket is used which is tied to a rope, and then the pulley is used to pull down the roped bucket in the well, and then water is filled up, and then it is again pulled back with the help of a pulley. So manual labor is required in these type of methods, and then the water is collected in the reservoir, and then it is supplied to the fields through the help of a drains or canals. Now the second system is chain pump. As the name is suggesting, the chain is used in this type of irrigation method, where the chain is used. The chain is attached to 2 wheels, and a bucket is attached on the chain wheel. Now when the chain is moving, the wheels also move, and the bucket will move down into the source of water, and it will collect water and come up and then empty the water into another reservoir which is used for collection of water. So after the chain pump, the rahat or Persian wheel is method is there. Chain pump also requires human labor. And a rahat or Persian wheel, it is also very interesting, where a big wheel is used, where a giant wheel is used, where many buckets are attached into that wheel, and that wheel is attached to a horizontal rod, and this horizontal rod is driven by a cattle or a camel or a horse. So animal is used in this type of irrigation. So animal is moving in this direction, in a circular direction, in a circular motion. Similarly, when the animal is moving in the circular motion, the wheel which is attached to the rod having the many buckets will also move up down in the circular motion like this. The animal is moving in this motion, and the wheel will move into this motion. And then when the buckets will come and dip into the water body, the water will get collected into the bucket, and the buckets will empty the water in another type of a reservoir which is used for collection of the water. From there it can be driven into the fields with the help of a canal or drains. So here also the animal is used in the system of irrigation. Now comes to the Dhekli. A Dhekli is a type of a system which is using a counterbalance, counterweight type of a thing, where on one a rod is used, on one end a bucket is tied, and then on the other end a stone is tied. At the other end, a piece of stone or a stone is tied at the other end, so that it is acting as a counterbalance. When the bucket is dipped into the water, a well, the bucket gets filled up with the help of a water, and then the bucket will come up, and the stone, the stone which is tied at the other end of the rod will go down. So this is another system of irrigation, which is a traditional method of irrigation. Here also human labor is required. So what you have seen, that in the traditional methods human labor is required and animal is also required to use this traditional methods of irrigation. And the traditional methods of irrigation are quite time consuming, they need labor, and the wastage of water is more. They are not that efficient, and proper distribution of water to all the crop plants is somewhat not possible while using traditional methods of irrigation. So in our next class we will study about some modern methods of irrigation, which includes drip system of irrigation and sprinkler system of irrigation. They are very much efficient and they supply the water in a very precise manner to all the crop fields. Equal distribution of water can be done with the help of modern methods of irrigation. So I hope you all have understood the methods of traditional methods of irrigation.